Hey, welcome back, boys and girls. We are starting a brand new unit on fractions. And so our I can statement for this flipped video is, I can write a fraction to describe a model. You've probably done some work with fractions in second grade. We're going to get much deeper in third grade, but this video is going to be pretty short and very basic. So it's probably going to be stuff that you already know. Are you ready to get started? Make sure you have your paper and let's go. Okay, here is my fraction that I've written. We read this as 2/6 or 2 out of 6. The number that is on top of the fraction is called the numerator. So this right here is the numerator. The number that's on the bottom is called the denominator. Can you say that with me again? Denominator. Let's say the top one again. It's called the numerator. Good job. And then the bar that separates the two is called the fraction bar. And we're saying that the denominator here tells me how many parts, equal parts, that I have. And the numerator talks about how many are shaded or how many we're looking at. So this is my number out of the number of parts that we're talking about. Well, let me show you an example. If I drew a picture here and I said that I had, let's see, I'm going to draw a box here and I'm going to divide it into 6 pieces. Do you see that all of my pieces are equal? Okay, if I take it and I shade 2 of them, then 2 out of my 6 pieces are shaded. So the fraction for that would be 2/6. So you can see that my model represents the fraction that I have. Okay? All right, let's learn some more. Okay, anytime we talk about fractions, you need to be thinking equal parts. Okay, and it just means that I'm separating something into equal parts. So on your paper, will you draw a rectangle? And when you divide that, let's divide it into 4 equal parts. So there are lots of different ways you could do it. I'm going to do it like this. You probably could do it like this. You could do it where the lines are horizontal like this. Okay. Could I do, let's look at this. If I give you this example. Okay. Would this work? Does it show equal parts? This would not work for fractions because the parts aren't equal. Okay, so here are all my parts. Will you shade 2 sections of your rectangle? So you only had to draw 1, so shade 2 sections. It doesn't matter whether they're next to each other or not. Okay, so I want to figure out my denominator. So remember, the denominator is always the total number of pieces that I have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So it's out of 4. And then how many did I shade? I shaded 2. So let's read this fraction together. We read it as 2/4. So say that again, 2/4. We add the THS to the bottom. 2/4. Okay, let's do another model. Okay, go ahead and draw a rectangle. Okay, we need equal parts, so I'm going to do 6 equal parts. I'm going to do thirds, and then I'm going to divide my thirds in half. To be honest, this side is a little bit bigger, but we're just going to pretend that they're equal. My intention is for them to be equal. Okay, so will you write a fraction off to the side and tell me what the denominator is? Remember, the denominator is the number of parts we have. So go ahead and count those. I hope you said that it's 6ths, right? There are 6 equal pieces. So what would each piece be? Think about that. If the whole thing is 6ths, what would one piece be? I hope you're thinking that it's 1/6. This is 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, and you guessed it right, 1/6. If we add all those together, it's 1/6, oops, wrong button, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, count with me, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6. Whew, I should have picked another number. We sound like snakes. Okay, so if I add that, my numerator, 6/6, look at what this equals. 6/6 equals 1 whole. If I colored all these in, would I have the whole thing? Right? 6/6 equals 1 whole. Okay, let's look at another example. Okay, we're going to try something different because fractions aren't always rectangles. They can be all kinds of different things. We're just looking at a group of things, and then we're identifying part of the group as related to the whole. So if you look at my picture, they're all what? Stars, right? Okay, count how many stars total they are. Don't worry about whether they're blue or green. Just count how many stars there are total. Okay, that's my what? Denominator. I hope that you wrote 8. Okay, now listen to my question. I want to know what fraction of the stars are blue. So count the blue stars, and that will be your numerator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5/8. Can you say that fraction? Remember, we add the th to the end of that, so it would be 5/8. Say it again, 5/8. Okay, you do it again. This time I want to know the fraction of green stars. The fraction of green stars. You do the whole thing on your own. Okay, I got 3/8. So say that with me, 3/8. Good job. All right, let's do another one. Okay, look at my group. You write the fraction. I want to know both the fraction for the number of green smiley faces and the fraction for the number of blue smiley faces. Pause the video and come back and see if you got the answer right. Okay, for the blue smiley faces, say the fraction with me, 4/9, or 4 out of 9. And for the green smiley faces, you have 5/9. Okay, remember your denominator is the total number of smiley faces you have, and your numerator is the part of that whole. Okay, this time I have given you a fraction. I've given you 3/4 and 5/12. Will you build a picture or a model to represent those fractions? So your denominator, remember, tells you the total number of items have. You can be anything you want. You can be X's or smiley faces or stars, or you could do a rectangle, whatever you want. And then the numerator tells you how many need to be shaded or need to be a different color, or whatever it is you want to do. Pause the video and come back to see if your model matches mine. Okay, so here is my model for 3/4. I have 4 X's and 3 of them are green. So 3/4 of my X's are green. Here's my other model. I have for 5/12. I have 12 stars and 5 of them are yellow. So 5/12 of my stars are yellow. Okay, here's a couple more to practice. Would you build me a picture to represent this fraction, 7/10? And on this one, I want to know the fraction of squares that are shaded, and I also want to know the fraction of squares that are not shaded. Okay, so pause the video and then come back to check. Okay, I hope you got the same answers as I did. This is called a fraction strip model when we do them that are rectangles like this. So I have 7 sections that are shaded, and I have 10 total sections. So 7/10 of my object is shaded. And then for the model, the shaded part is 3/8 and the unshaded part is 5/8. Good job on your fraction work today. Okay, this is the end of the video, and I know you've been waiting for it for the whole time. The joke of the video. Here we go. What do librarians take with them when they go fishing? Da 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 da. Bookworms. All right, can't wait to do some more fraction work with you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.